Oh, don't mind me, I'm just enjoying the 5 seconds of sun that we're having in Ireland at the minute before it turns into rain again, so roll thingy. What's up, Shadowhunters, angels and downloaders alike, and welcome to my first thoughts for episode 6 of Shadowhunters season 3, Window into an Empty Room. I have never been as emotionally wrung out from an episode than I have been during this one. Never mind when Malik broke up recently last season. Never mind when any other time that they were fighting. This entire episode has had me emotionally wrung out from start to finish, and I'll tell you why. Last week when Underhill, I finally figured out his name, when Underhill was introduced, immediately people, insane people, I can only figure that they're insane, were thinking that the next plotline that was going to be introduced was that Magnus and Alec were going to fight and Alec was going to cheat with Underhill. Complete insanity. At least so I thought, as over the past week I've been sitting and saying, that's so stupid, why would that happen? And then slowly I started seeing in this episode just they kept getting closer, and I was just like, no. Like through the entire episode I was like, don't do this, like no, stop it, Shadowhunters, I put my faith in you. And my faith was well placed. Nothing happened, but I spent the entire episode going, no, don't make this happen, don't make this be a thing where like this goes on and there's a misunderstanding, and just because cheating is inexcusable. I couldn't have handled it if they'd made Malik break up that way, because not even Cassandra Clare did that, and that's saying something. So I just spent the entire episode, every time Underhill was there, I was kind of like on edge, like don't, especially when Alec was drunk, which was hilarious, by the way. We need more drunk Alec, but just I was sitting waiting for it to happen, especially when they were out the back of the Hunter's Moon. I was sitting going, don't do it, and they didn't. But I spent the entire episode stressed the fuck out because I was sitting waiting for myself to be proven wrong, and that probably says much about this so-called faith that I have in Shadowhunters. I was actually afraid that they were actually going to do it when they didn't, so I need to put more faith in my faith of the show, because I get doubtful really quickly. Yeah, that's what I spent most of this episode doing. Every time Underhill was on screen, I was sitting going, don't prove me wrong, don't do this to me, Shadowhunters, don't ruin Malik this way. And as I said, they didn't, and Underhill and Alec had a really nice conversation actually. I think Underhill might have a little crush, but there's nothing wrong with that, you know, especially since Alec, like, you know, he like, even as a gay girl, I can appreciate how attractive Matthew Daddario is, so, you know, there's nothing wrong with a crush as long as nothing happens, because obviously that's cheating, and I don't believe Alec would do that, even like in the fight when he said, oh, you think I should sow my roots or whatever it was, I was like, that was what started my doubt. I was like, no, don't sew anything. Leave the sewing machine at home. You're grand. That's not what he's saying. So I was sitting thinking, because Alec interpreted what Magnus said in their fight, I was sitting waiting for it to be like, oh, he thinks I should sow my seeds, or whatever it was that he said, and I was just like, no, he doesn't. But I really like Underhill's character nonetheless. Not only is he incredibly sweet, but he is also really understanding. The way he listened to Alec and didn't do anything, because I do think he does have a crush, and it would have been very easy to take advantage of the fact that Alec was drunk. Even Shadowhunters, I think, can be manipulated a bit when they're drunk. I mean, it's the fact that they can get drunk in the first place shows that they're not like immune to some mundane things like alcohol, and it could have been very easy for it to turn into a situation where Underhill saw that Alec was drunk, Alec was having trouble with Magnus, and he could have taken advantage of that, but he didn't, and I'm glad he didn't. I'm happy he didn't, because that would have opened up an entire can of worms. And I like Underhill's character, as I say. I find him very sweet. And one of the things I was hard afraid of in this episode was that actually happening, because you don't like meet a gay person, like you don't, there's not like a gay person and then they meet another gay person and they're like, hey, we're both gay, we should just we should just do it, like fuck it, you know, we have mutual gayness. There has to be an attraction there, you know. And maybe Underhill does have an attraction, maybe he doesn't, but all we need to be thankful for is the fact that they both were respectful. Underhill was respectful of Alec's relationship. Alec probably didn't even cross Alec's mind. He was too busy worried about Magnus. So I'm glad that's all smoothed out. It can shut all the people up that thought that cheating was actually going to happen, and I still can't understand their logic, but I suppose that's what happens when idiots don't make any sense. Idiots rarely do anyway, let's face it. So Malik did fight. This immortality conflict is continuing. We kind of figured it would. It's not exactly a issue that can be solved by just going like, oh well, you know, I love you, so we don't have to think about that. You know, it's a natural serious like conflict that they both need to consider and think about. So this is probably going to continue for a few episodes. The joys. You know how I love seeing Malik fight. But the fight was very intense, and I didn't like it. I knew that they were going to fight at the breakfast table, so as soon as I saw Magnus like cutting his like food after the intro, I was like, no. It's just like, let it be. Stop fighting. Why must we have this conflict? Why can't they just be happy? Huh? Why is there so many obstacles? I'm not ashamed to say, I wanted Ollie to die. I thought Ollie was gonna die and I was so excited. I kind of figured that when they were talking about the demons loving each other, killing the people that they love, and then Ollie's girlfriend Sam rang her, I was like, that is a bad omen and I'm loving it. Oh god, I'm fucked up, but I just really don't like her. I can't wait for her to die. She's gotta die. She's possessed by that demon thing. That means they're dead, right? Unless like it's like that situation with the girl who they took into the prison in the institute, but I don't see that happening again. I hope that won't happen again, because not only would it be repetitive, but it would also be disappointing because I want Ollie to fucking die. So I just really don't like her. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not sorry. I'm entitled to not like characters, alright? I'm entitled to not like people, and I don't like Ollie. She's annoying. I think she's actually serving maybe a purpose to the plot now. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not ashamed to say I was rooting for her to die. Oh god, but I don't think she's dead. I think they'll figure out a loophole like they always do with annoying characters who I can't even say nobody likes, because apparently a lot of people like her. I can't imagine why, but she's annoying as hell. But yeah, I wanted her to die, but she didn't, so that was slightly disappointing, I will admit. Heidi has also definitely replaced Maureen from the books. Now that Heidi is kind of fully acting out what her character is supposed to be doing, I can now fully talk about what Maureen in the books was doing. Maureen in the books was a 12-year-old girl who was obsessed with Simon's band. And when I think she went out to ask Simon for his autograph or something, she used to go around telling people that Simon was her boyfriend. And she went out to ask Simon for an autograph, and I can't remember why, but he drank her blood and he accidentally turned her. I can't remember who buried her and, you know, raised her. It might have been Raphael, it might not have been, I can't remember. But once she turned into a vampire, she got really, really weird really, really fast. And she kidnapped Simon in one of the books and put him in leather pants and a puffy shirt, and she was 12. Another insight into why the books are so wrong on so many levels. So wrong. Ugh. But yes, Heidi is kind of acting out the stalkerish tendencies that Maureen in the book had. She's obsessed with Simon, she wants to be his girlfriend. She said they wanted to start she wanted to start a clan with him, so wife? Do vampires marry? We'll go with wife. She wants to be his wife, she wants to be his other half, she wants to be in a relationship with him. She won't stand for an ordinary relationship between the pair. She wants something intense and real because he's her sire and she is just, you know, and she thought Isabel was his girlfriend, which was an interesting addition because in the books, the reason that Maureen gets killed is because she was mistaken for Simon's girlfriend because she went around telling people she was Simon's girlfriend, and that's how she died, and that's how the process started of her becoming a vampire. So that was an interesting way of putting in the whole girlfriend confusion, I thought. It was a nice way to acknowledge that, yeah, we're sort of reading the books, but we're kind of making it better because she was 12. Maris is back. Family Lightwood is back together. Yes, and I am living for it. I absolutely loved that scene in The Hunter's Moon. Every second of it, even if Jace was a little bit, because he's, you know, possessed, but I loved it, especially Alec, because when Charlie showed up and he was just like, oh, the family business, and he was just like, well, what'd she say? And he was just like, jewelers, and he's like, oh, she said we were jewelers. I just thought it was brilliant, and I just loved all of it. And I wish there was just more, like, you know, domestic situations like that, but you know, there's demons and shit that they have to deal with, and it's just annoying. I honestly didn't expect for Maris to be de-ruined already. I thought there was going to be like a whole battle to like fight this, like to fight her being de-ruined and kicked out, and I was just so shocked when she showed up and like she was done. They'd done it all. She was de-ruined. She's practically a mundane now. That was another nice scene with Underhill. He was trying to get Maris into the institute because he was Alec's mother. That was nice too. I really like Underhill. Now that's the sort of character that you should be liking, even though he plays a small part. He's sweet. Raj was an asshole. And Ollie is annoying. I don't understand why people like her, but I'm getting off track. I digress. I really thought that there was going to be like a whole fight, you know, like a battle to like fight the injustice of the fact that Maris was being de-ruined, but no, it just happened. It's done. Brother Jeremiah showed up in this episode as well, and I will talk more about why I am so annoyed by that in Fair and Unbiased, but it's not because I don't like his character, it's because I don't like the books that he comes from, and it just makes me think that they're introducing the whole plots from those books, and it's just not going to be fun, but I live for Luke and Maris. I will ship them to the end of the earth. Oh my god, yes, give me more of Luke and Maris, please, because they are made for each other. I love it. That's it for this week of First Thought, Shadowhunters, Angels and Downwarders alike. I will talk about more of the main plot points in Fair and Unbiased, which if you didn't see my last episode, I'm now posting on the Monday before the new episode. So I'll see you then, Shadowhunters, Angels and Downwarders alike, and remember, just because you're gay doesn't mean you fall in love with the next gay you see. That's not how homosexuality works.